Namaste students. Today I'll discuss the next topic in the first unit. This is the last topic in first unit, that is animal kingdom. So in the previous chapters you studied regarding the classification. So you know that there is a 5 kingdom classification. So there are 5 different kingdoms, especially in the chapter biological classification you studied about the 5 kingdom classification, right? So here in this chapter, so first we need to look into the animals, all the animals, especially the multicellular eukaryotic organisms which are included in this animal kingdom. So here in the animal kingdom, first they are further classified. All the animals, there is a presence of millions of animals. All these are further classified into different groups. So how they are classified? What is the basis for their classification? So in the basis for the classification, first and foremost is the levels of organization. How organism is organized. So where each and every organism consisting of a first and foremost simple unit of their body is nothing but a cell. When we consider unicellular organisms, they are mainly made up of a single cell. And regarding to the multicellular organisms, their body is made up of a group of cells, right? So here, first and foremost is the cellular level of organization. So in the cellular level of organization, where organism's body is made up of a group of cells. So there is a presence of group of cells. So that is the cellular level of organization, right? So these group of cells will perform all the body functions, whatever the functions, removal of waste and digestion, all the body functions will be performed by these group of cells, and that is known to be the cellular level of organization. For example, the phylum Porifera, or we commonly name it as a sponges. These members are especially show cellular mode of organization. Next is about the tissue level of organization. So regarding to the tissue level of organization, where what do you mean by a tissue? What is tissue? Tissue is nothing but a group of cells consisting of a similar origin. They have a similar origin as well as they have similar structure, and that will be performing same function. Their function is same and they have a similar structure and their origin is same, and that is known to be the tissue, a group of cells consisting of similar origin, structure as well as function known to be the tissue. So here organisms, all body functions will be performed by these tissues. For example, the phylum Cylindrata. So here includes the phylum Cylindrata, which comes under tissue level of organization, as well as there is a one more phylum Ctenophora. Okay. So next is about the organ level of organization. Now here in this case, where the tissues are grouped to form organs. Okay, tissues are grouped to form organs, where in that particular organism all the body functions will be performed by these organs. That is named to be a organ level of organization. For example, which is mainly seen in the flatworms or platyhelminthes or flatworms. Okay, so they mainly show organ level of organization, right? So the last type is the organ system level of organization. So what is this organ system level of organization? Where the body of the organism is mainly consisting of organ systems. We are the better examples for this. Organ system. We have organ system level of organization. What system we have? For example, digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system, endocrine system. All these are different kind of system that we have. That doesn't mean that we don't have an organ. That doesn't mean that we don't have a tissue. See, each and every organism starting from a cell itself. So we also have a cell. See, our body functions even performed by the tissues, right? But they are clubbed to form a organ system. For example, if I consider digestive system starting from a mouth, we have different organ. Tongue is an organ, esophagus is an organ, stomach is an organ, where they are consisting of various kind of tissues. What tissues they have? There may be a muscle tissue. Okay, tongue is made up of skeletal muscle. As you know, it is a tissue, right? So that is regarding to the organ system level of organization, especially higher group of organism from Aschelminthis to the chordates. They have organ system level of organization. So organisms are classified based on the organization, how their body is organized, right? So next is about the second one, symmetry. What do you mean by a symmetry? Whether we can divide an organism into two equal halves. In any angle, we can divide an organism into two halves. In that, first and foremost is the asymmetry, sponges. Sponges represent a asymmetry. What do you mean by asymmetry? Their body is not having symmetry. What does that mean? Their body is not having symmetry. In any angle, if we cut that organism, we won't get equal halves. In any angle, the line which will pass through the central axis or not, but we will not get equal halves in any angle, then it is known to be the asymmetrical organism. For example, sponges, they are asymmetrical, right? Next is about the radial symmetry. Okay, so next is about radial symmetry. I can explain you with the starfish. Okay, so the starfish, if we cut from, see, if we cut from this angle, if we cut from this angle, if we cut from this angle, so any angle if we divide, we will get equal halves. The thing is that the line should pass through the central axis. Okay, in any angle we will divide the organism, but we will get equal halves, but the line that should pass through the central axis, then that organism is having radial symmetry. What do you mean by a radial symmetry? It is a type of symmetry where the organism can be cut into two equal halves in any angle, but the line should pass through the central axis. That is radial symmetry. Organisms such as a Coelenterata. So here we have starfish. These mainly show radial symmetry, right? So next is about the bilateral symmetry. So what is this bilateral symmetry? So we have a round one. So there is a round one. Okay, so there is a round one. So if I divide it from here, do I get a equal half? No, I won't get an equal half. Only in this axis, if I cut it in this axis, then I will get a equal half. So bilateral refers to the organism which will be divided into two identical halves, that the line will pass through the central axis. We also example for the bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry exhibited by various group of organisms such as Platyhelminthes, roundworm, Aschelminthis, Annelida. All those organisms are showing bilateral symmetry, where in only one angle we will get two identical halves. Okay, so that refers to the symmetry. So based on the symmetry, based on their body symmetry, organisms are divided. What do you mean by a symmetry? Symmetry is the arrangement of the body parts in the central axis, how it is arranged, right? So that is regarding to the symmetry. Next is about whether the organism is a diploblastic or triploblastic organization. So what is this diploblastic and triploblastic? That refers to the germinal layers. That refers to the germinal layers. So what are these germinal layers? So germinal layers are nothing but the germ layers, especially in the embryonic stage of the each and every organism. In the embryonic stage, organisms will form a germ layers through which from these germ layers in the future different organs will be developed. Organogenesis starts from these germ layers, right? So we have diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Diploblastic organization refers to diplo is two. They have two germ layers. What are these two germ layers? There is the outer ectoderm. There is the outer ectoderm as well as there is the inner endoderm. Outer ectoderm as well as the inner endoderm. They have only two germ layers, outer ectoderm, inner endoderm. But some of the members of Coelenterata, there is a presence of a layer in between this ectoderm and endoderm, and that is known to be mesoglium. Okay, so there is an undifferentiated layer found between ectoderm and endoderm, especially the members of Coelenterata, diploblastic organism, and that is known to be the mesoglia. Now, so that is regarding to the diploblastic organisms such as Coelenterata and Ctenophora. And triploblastic organisms starting from Platyhelminthes till Chordates. Platyhelminthes to the Chordates, there is a presence of triploblastic organization. What is this triploblastic? So here the first layer is a ectoderm, innermost is the endoderm, and the middle layer is known to be the mesoderm. They have a middle layer called mesoderm. Ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm, there is a presence of three germinal layers. Okay. So three germinal layer organisms starting from Platyhelminthes to the Chordates. They have three germinal layers. Right. Now, in these, in between ectoderm as well as the endoderm, in between ectoderm and endoderm, there is a presence of a body cavity. Okay, in between ectoderm and endoderm, there is a presence of a body cavity, and that is called coelom. In between ectoderm and endoderm, later on in the development, it will be between body wall and gut. Between body wall and gut, there is a presence of a body cavity, and that is known to be the coelom. If the coelom is present, those organisms are known as coelomates. Organisms which have coelom are known as coelomates. Organisms which do not have coelom are called acoelomates, absence of coelom. Okay, coelomate, acoelomate. Acoelomate is a Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes is acoelomate from Annelida to Chordates. From Annelida to Chordates, they are coelomate. In some organisms, there is a presence of pseudocoelom. Pseudo refers to the false. Pseudo refers to the false. What is this false coelom? So, in this region, okay, in the region of this mesoderm, In these regions, there is a presence of scattered pouch-like structures. There is a presence of scattered pouch-like structure that looks like a coelom, but it is not a coelom. Such organisms are known to be the pseudocoelomates. There is no body cavity, but there are certain scattered pouch-like structure that looks like a coelom, but it is not a coelom. That is known to be the pseudocoelom. Example for the pseudocoelomate, especially Aschelminthes members. Aschelminthes members are pseudocoelomates. That is very important. Aschelminthes members, right? So that is regarding to the coelom. Based on the presence of body cavity, coelom is nothing but body cavity. There are three groups of organisms. We have coelomates, pseudocoelomates, acoelomates, right? So next is about the segmentation. So internal or external segmentation. Few organisms consisting of body segments, internal or external. For example, such. This is a segment. You might have observed in earthworm, prawns. In these organisms, their body is consisting of a segments. Okay, and the segments are known to be the metameres. Segments are called metameres. And the process is also known as metamerism, which is mainly seen in Annelida arthropoda members, especially Annelida members, earthworm, leech, they are having segments. Based on the presence of segments, organisms are classified. Last one is a notochord. Last basis of classification is a notochord. What do you mean by a notochord? It is a mesodermally originated rod-like structure. Notochord is a mesodermally originated rod-like structure. Organisms which have notochord are known to be chordates. Which do not have notochord are known as non-chordates. Okay, there is a main classification, chordates and non-chordates, that is mainly based on the presence of notochord. So in case of we the human beings, notochord is replaced by the vertebral column. What we have backbone, that is a vertebral column, where in the embryonic stage we have notochord. Later on that is replaced by this particular vertebral column. That is in case of human beings as well as the vertebrates. So these are the various bases of classification. So this is the basis of classification consisting of levels of organization, and there is a symmetry and the germinal layers, or it is known to be the germ layers, and there is coelom, presence and absence of coelom, segmentation and notochord. So this is regarding to the basis of classification. Next we will see the different phylums which are included under this particular animal kingdom.